After the biggest audience to watch a WWF broadcast since the weekly decline started a week after WrestleMania 17 on SmackDown on May 24, followed by Raw last Monday going off the air with the first segment to enter the 5 rating range in over a month. SmackDown last Thursday headlined by Austin and McMahon vs Benoit and Jericho for the tag titles, while not on the level of the previous week, maintaining most of the viewership with 6.2 million viewers, with Raw after last week opening with its lowest quarter in years, starting with Regal out to announce the main event for tonight with Chris Benoit vs Kurt Angle in a cage match, before being interrupted by Mick Foley saying that he came tonight to introduce an important guest to bring out Linda McMahon, with Raw's first quarter back to the lengthy opening promo segment after starting with a match last week, improving slightly to a 3.3 rating. The biggest announcement of the opening promo came 15 minutes into the 17-minute segment in a second quarter, doing the routine 600,000 viewers gain to a 3.7 rating, with Linda announcing the King of the Ring main event 13 days to the pay-per-view, and after several singles matches in the TV main events over the past few weeks that saw Austin barely escaping with the title, upping the stakes with Austin defending the belt against both Jericho and Benoit in a triple threat match for the title and a big draw-in opportunity for Benoit and Jericho. And with Benoit already headlining 2 successful pay-per-views against Rock last year, Jericho, who was originally set to face Austin in a singles match for the title before the Triple H injury, is set for his first WWF title pay-per-view main event, with Austin arriving to the building to hear about the news from Mick Foley moments later. Raw picked up over 600,000 viewers to enter the 4 rating range for the first time on the night between 9:30 to 45, with a Hardys vs X Factor match going 3 minutes, followed by most of the quarter doing a first-hour high 4.1 rating taking place backstage in several segments highlighted by Benoit and Jericho reacting to them facing each other in the 3-way title match, teasing tension before promising to first defend the belt against the other, and Steve Austin confronting Regal in his offer, saying that there's a conspiracy to get the title off him, telling Regal to come up with a better plan before comically beating down Tajiri all over the office. Austin continued to go crazy all over the building, confronting Vince McMahon just as he arrived in the parking lot, saying that he holds him responsible for Linda's decision to book the 3-way match, leading to a short tease of Austin turning back on McMahon for the first time since WrestleMania before hugging him instead, with Raw closing out the first hour having Chris Jericho win a handicap match against Big Show and Rhino in a match going 4 minutes, with Rhino turning on Show for the finish to pin Jericho for the second time in the past month, as Raw's first hour on the night averaging a 3.8 rating with 4.8 million viewers, the lowest rated on a Raw broadcast in years since the show started to build its peak audience while going head-to-head with Nitro at the same time, and with numbers still not threatening to go back into pre-98 levels, with business still as strong across the board as at almost any other time in history. The growing panic to stop the decline and reverse the trend is getting stronger each week. Raw is sliding further down, with both the peak of its boom period and the rapid collapse of WCW still fresh in mind. Kurt Angle opened Raw's second hour in a promo hyping his cage match against Benoit in the main event before showing footage of his induction into the National Amateur Wrestling Hall of Fame last Saturday, with Angle going in as one of the only wrestlers in history to win the Grand Slam with the Junior Nationals and NCAA Championship, followed by the two highest profile titles in the sports with the World Championship in '95 and the Olympic gold medal in '96. Saying that he will continue to make history by becoming the first one to win back-to-back King of the Ring tournaments in 13 days, with him set to work potentially 4 matches on the night with the King of the Ring matches and one of the headliners of the pay-per-view in a street fight against Shane McMahon, with Taker coming out to confront him moments later after Shane put the blame on Angle for the stalker videos, laying out Angle before another video aired, followed by Shane running in to give him an Angle slam, with the top of the hour quarter, which mostly featured the Angle promo, seeing the biggest viewership jump of the night with over 700,000 viewers to a show-high 4.5 rating. As the Undertaker stalker Angle was getting close to the reveal, Dallas Page was reportedly in Connecticut between Wednesday to Friday to meet with WWF officials after reaching settlement with Time Warner to get out of his contract, with Page due to him wanting to come in early in time to work the Invasion storyline from the start, with him set to be one of the headline names on the brand, giving up half the remaining salary left on his WCW contract signed at the peak of his run, with Page meeting McMahon for the first time during the week to discuss his planned angle with his TV debut coming soon in the build-up to the July 22 pay-per-view, and after Booker T also officially signed with the company last week. Scott Steiner updated on his status on Tuesday, saying that he is in negotiations with the WWF but has not signed any deal yet, with Steiner leaning in to not currently accept a buyout from his Time Warner contract due to still not being fully fit to wrestle regularly with back and leg injuries, with the pay structure of the WWF system based on the amount of dates a performer works outside of the usually lower guaranteed money as compared to the WCW headliners, with JR working the Angle on his weekly Ross report on Friday, saying that they had a good week of WCW activities with a variety of creative meetings and the talent roster is rapidly coming together, while noting that contract negotiations with Page and Goldberg are at a standstill despite Page already agreeing a deal with the company and Goldberg currently not interested in starting any negotiations with 2 years left on his deal unless an unrealistic offer comes in. After the show-long angle of him going crazy all over the building since hearing from Foley about the three-way title match, Steve Austin came out for commentary for the Benoit vs. Angle main event, going back and forth with JR throughout, and with massive expectations for the match after the series of strong main event matches on Raw and SmackDown over the past month and the company's attempt to rebuild the declining viewership, with Chris Benoit in particular in the middle of an all-time great run over the past 4 weeks. Angle and Benoit matched it and more to go all out for 15 minutes in the TV main event, with a performance fitting for any top pay-per-view in one of the most spectacular matches ever seen on wrestling television, exchanging countless suplexes throughout the match, including a massive never-seen-before German suplex off the top rope before somehow topping it moments later with both jumping off the top of the cage, with the match which went 11 minutes past the top of the hour in one of the longest overruns in Raw history, gaining over 600,000 viewers to the joint peak of the night 4.5 rating, and despite delivering big again in the main event, Raw overall due to the weak first hour numbers remained in the 5.3 million viewers range.